This tutorial is for 2nd grade, Module 3, Lesson 16. In this lesson, we're going to use place value charts to help us compare numbers. The directions say to draw the following values on the place value charts. So I have 3 numbers and 3 place value charts. I'll start by showing 132 on the chart. 132 is a group of 100, 3 groups of 10 to show 30, and 2 groups of 1 to show 2. 312 is 3 groups of 100, 1 group of 10, and 2 groups of 1. And finally, 213 is 2 groups of 100, 1 group of 10, and 3 groups of 1. So there are my 3 numbers on the place value chart. Below, I have 3 questions. The first one says, what is the greatest number? To determine that, I'm going to focus on my hundreds column in each number because the discs in those columns have the greatest value. In my first number, I have 100. The second number, I have 300s. And the third number, I have 200s. Well, since I have 300s in that middle number, that automatically means that this number is greater. It doesn't matter what's in my tens column or my ones column. Neither of the other 2 numbers have more than 300. So we'll say that the greatest number is 312. Now to find the smallest number, again I'll focus on my hundreds columns first. Since that first number only had 100 and the last number had 200s, I know that my first number is the smallest number because it has less than the 200s in that last number. So the smallest number is 132. Now we can order the numbers from smallest to greatest. We said 132 is the smallest and 312 is the largest. So that means 213 would go right in the middle. So there are my 3 numbers listed from smallest to greatest. Next, we're going to circle less than or greater than to compare 2 numbers. In my first problem, the numbers I'm comparing are 97 and 102. Well, since 102 has a group of 100 and 97 doesn't, we know that 97 is less than 102. In problem B, I have 184 and 159. They both have 1 group of 100, but the first number has 8 groups of 10 compared to 5 groups of 10. That automatically means that 184 is greater than 159. In problem C, I have 213 and 206. They both have 2 groups of 100, but 213 has a group of 10, while 206 does not have any groups of 10. So 213 is greater than 206. In problem D, I have 299 and I'm comparing it to 300. 299 has 2 groups of 100, while 300 has 3 groups of 100. It doesn't matter that I have 9 10s and 9 1s here. My first number is still less than 300. And here are a few more comparisons. Here I have 523. I'm comparing it to 543. They both have 5 groups of 100. My first number has 2 groups of 10, while the second number has 4 groups of 10. So the second number would be greater, meaning 523 is less than 543. When I compare 361 to 367, we can see they both have 3 groups of 100 and 6 groups of 10. My first number only has 1 in its units place, while the second number has 7. That means that 361 is less than 367. In problem G, I'm comparing 705 to 698. 705 has 7 groups of 100, while 698 only has 6 groups of 100. So 705 is greater than 698. In question H, we have 465 comparing it to 456. They both have 4 groups of 100. My first number has 6 groups of 10 compared to 5 groups of 10 in the second number. That means that 465 is greater than 456 because it has more 10s. And finally, I have 100 plus 30 plus 8, and I'm comparing that to 183. Well, without even adding these numbers together, I know that I would have 1 in my hundreds place, which is the same as 183. I would have a 3 in my tens place to show the 30. That's compared to the 8 in the tens place of the second number, which means 80. Because I only have 30 in my first number, this number would be less than 183. And finally, we'll look at the same type of comparison, but this time we'll use the symbols. If I'm talking about a number being greater than, I would use the symbol that points to the right. So this means greater than. And if I needed to use the symbol less than, that's the symbol that points to the left. So that's less than. My first comparison is between 900 and 899. Well, 900 has 9 groups of 100 compared to 8 groups of 100 in 899. So 900 is greater than 899. In 267, I have 2 groups of 100 compared to the 2 groups of 100 in 269, so that's the same. I have 6 groups of 10 and 6 groups of 10. Here I have 7 ones, and I'm comparing that to 9 ones. Since 7 is less than 9, 267 is less than 269. In the next problem, I have 537. I'm comparing it to 527. They both have 5 groups of 100. 537 has 3 tens compared to 2 tens in 527. So 537 is greater than 527. Next I have 419. I'm comparing it to 491. 419 has 4 groups of 100. So does 491. 419 has 1 group of 10, while 491 has 9 groups of 10. That means that 419 is less than 491. Here I have the number 908, and I'm comparing it to the number 980. Well, 980 would look like this in standard form. They both have a 9 in the hundreds place, meaning 9 groups of 100. My first number does not have any tens, but the second number has 8 groups of 10. That means 908 is less than 980. And finally, I have 130. I'm comparing it to 80 plus 40. Well, if I think of 40 as being made up of 20 and 20, that tells me that I can make 100 here. 80 plus 20 is 100, and then I have 20 more. So that equals 120. Now I can compare them. They both have 1 group of 100. The first number has 3 groups of 10, and I compare that to 2 groups of 10, so the first number is greater. 130 is greater than 120.